Ignition sequence start. Roger.
Hello and welcome. I'm Manus MacLean, and you're watching Brain Drain Newsroom. Today is Tuesday, September 9th, 2025. Reminder, Meet Your New Neighbors airs every Monday at noon Eastern Standard Time. Weekly episodes continue to bring real stories into focus, so check those out. Here's the lineup for today. A Supreme Court decision opens the door for highly controversial immigration raids. ICE launches a major crackdown in Chicago unannounced. South Korea sends a chartered plane to repatriate workers from the Hyundai raid. Plus, what stricter U.S. immigration policies mean for innovation and the economy. Let's get going. Our first story comes via Reuters. The Supreme Court has sided with the Trump administration, allowing immigration raids in Southern California to resume. These raids may now target people based on race, language, or accent, overturning protections against unreasonable searches and seizures. Justice Sotomayor's dissent called it an act of racial terror against Latinos. Critics, including LA Mayor Karen Bass, warned it's a state-endorsed profiling, while DHS hails it as a win for enforcement. When the highest court says identity traits can factor into suspicion, it reshapes how every migrant, student, and worker navigates their daily life. I just want to add personally that my understanding of the law in the United States is that a police officer cannot stop you unless, one, he has what is known as probable cause, and I think one of the two factors of, well, there's many factors, but two of the more common factors would be, one, a crime was actually committed, and two, he has reason to believe that you were involved in that crime. So it's a little bit disturbing that they can simply choose at random or based on your physical appearance or the way you speak as a reason to stop you and ask you for identification and perhaps detain you if your identification is not sufficient for their needs. Next up, within hours of that court decision, ICE launched Operation Midway Blitz in Chicago. According to the Daily Beast and Reuters, federal agents began arresting what they call the worst of the worst, undocumented immigrants, targeting hardened criminals without notifying city officials. Mayor Brandon Johnson called it a fear-driven and politically motivated, while DHS maintains it's about public safety. Here's the problem. Enforcement actions like this, dropped in without trust or notice, erode civic relationships and stretch the boundaries of local authority and humane governance. Meanwhile, in a dramatic turn of events, South Korea announced that it's chartering a Boeing 747 to fly back detained workers from the Hyundai battery plant raid in Georgia. Over 300 South Koreans are expected to return as early as Wednesday. Interviews revealed many were brought to the U.S. under questionable visa statuses. Hyundai and other Korean firms were relying on a gray area arrangements for technical staff, not H-1Bs, which obviously that strategy backfired. This is a wake-up call for foreign investors. U.S. immigration policy isn't just border patrol. It's global perception, corporate risk, and worker welfare all rolled into one. Now, here's something to think about. Our immigration policies could slow U.S. dominance in crucial sectors like AI and advanced manufacturing. NPR reports that President Trump wants America to lead in artificial intelligence, but if visa barriers persist, talent may look elsewhere. More starkly, AEI economists warn that plummeting immigration combined with low birth rates may tip into U.S. population decline this year, something unprecedented in 250 years. Without enough residents to fill jobs, pay taxes, and grow communities, these headlines become more than statistics. They become a question. How do we stay future ready on a shrinking workforce? What everything means. Let's connect the dots. The court's latitude for profiling, the launch point for aggressive enforcement that may sweep up U.S. citizens and migrants indiscriminately. To Chicago's Blitz, a signal that raids are now flash raids, surprise, broad, and without buy-in. I also think personally that it could be a provocation, that if something happens, the excuse to bring the military in to straighten things out, to straighten out a mess that was made by the federal government. Basically, it's just bad all over. Global fallout. South Korea's diplomatic, corporate, and human response highlights how these policies echo worldwide. I kind of have mixed feelings with the situation with Hyundai. Yes, I do understand that there's a certain limit of the H-1B visas. It's very limited. It's very difficult to get. It's highly competitive with many companies to get these limited number of visas. They just don't have enough of them. So if they look for a way to get around it, and that's bad on them, but still it's understandable because of the situation that things are in. They need people to work in their factories. 4, economic toll, demographic shifts, workforce gaps, and AI competition remind us that immigration isn't just moral, it's economic. It's true. As more and more Americans retire, less and less Americans are going to work, and we usually had immigration to fill those gaps. Now we're putting a brakes on the immigration, and who's going to fill those gaps? We don't know yet. The truth is, these stories speak how immigration is shaping America's 2025 and beyond, from civil rights to trade, courts to classrooms. And now, what can you do? You can subscribe, you can share, spread informed, compassionate conversation. You can donate, support independent reporting at braindrain.org/donate. Your support donates. Also, when you go to our website, sign up for the newsletter. It's a monthly newsletter. It keeps you up to date, keeps you informed of what's happening. You can volunteer, whether you're tutoring English, aiding with paperwork, or advocating for rights. Your time can make a difference. Even simply driving somebody to an office appointment or a supermarket is a great help. Watch and comment. Yes, come see us on Meet Your New Neighbors. It streams live every Monday at noon Eastern Standard Time, and help amplify community stories of connections and belonging. That's a wrap for today's Brain Drain Newsroom. From courts to communities, the immigrant story in America is evolving fast. Power, policy, diplomacy, economy, all riding on it. Stay informed, stay connected. And don't forget to join us at 12 noon for Meet Your Neighbors, or you can watch a recording later. I'm Manus MacLean. Thanks for watching, and see you soon.
Thanks for tuning in. We hope you enjoyed this and maybe even learned something new. If you did, don't just vanish into the algorithm. Hit like, subscribe, and follow us on social. It's the easiest way to support our work and make sure you never miss what's next. Want to stay in the loop without relying on big tech's mood swings? Sign up for our monthly newsletter. And if you've got the means, donations of any size keep our programs running strong. As a 501c3, your gift is tax deductible where the law allows. Together, we can turn Brain Drain into America's next big breakthrough.